Good morning, everyone. I am Marjorie Predog, and today I will be discussing to you some of the instructional design models. And this is our topic outline for today's lesson. So we have here the ARCS model, the cognitive apprenticeship theory, and the elaboration theory. So first model is the ARCS. So ARCS is an instructional design model that focuses on motivation, and this model was developed by John M. Keller. According to him, motivational design is defined as the process of arranging resources and procedures to bring about changes in people's motivation, meaning it's about structuring the learning environment to encourage and sustain motivation that leads to desired changes in behavior or performance. ARCS stands for attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. So, first we have the attention, wherein it arouses students' curiosity and interest. So, the attention must be sustained throughout the entire process in order for meaningful learning to take place. So first, subcategory of attention is the perpetual arousal, wherein it captures their attention by using the element of surprise. So for instance, in a classroom settings, the teacher can use games or short video in delivering his or her lessons. Another scenario is that the instructor begins the history class by projecting a mysterious artifact on the screen. So in this example, this sparks the curiosity of the students, and because of this, their attention are being caught to listen to the lecture. So next is the inquiry arousal, wherein teachers or the instructors ask questions to stimulate the students' curiosity. So based on the previous example, the instructor can also ask these following questions. What historical period does this artifact belong to? Or what cultural or societal significance does this artifact hold? Okay, for the next one, we have the variability, wherein it offers a range of media to accommodate various students' needs and interests. Example, teachers can use multimedia such as videos, images, and interactive activities that cater the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. Next is relevance. So in relevance, it relates to students' experiences and needs. So in order for learners to retain the information, they must view the experiences as meaningful or relevant. So for the goal orientation, the learning goals are clearly communicated to the students to help them achieve the highest odds of success. For example, in a classroom setting, mastery of algebraic equations will help students succeed in solving real life problems such as calculating expenses. Motive matching, wherein the goals are matched to the motives of the students. So this pertains to the students' motives to learn something. For example, they want to learn how to solve a problem, and then the teacher will then adjust his or her content to meet the needs of the students. Last one, we have the familiarity, wherein the information taught is related to the personal experiences of the learners. Because building upon familiar concepts and reinforcing understanding before introducing new material will help them feel more confident and engaged. Next is the confidence. In here, it scaffolds students' success of meaningful tasks. So this refers to the student's own belief to accomplish something and confidence in their ability for success. So we have here the learning requirements. So the learning goals and criteria are clearly outlined so students know what to expect. For example, in a public speaking course, the students are tasked to deliver a persuasive speech. Then the teacher will provide the criteria on how a speech should be delivered. For instance, the techniques will focus on the vocal projection, the posture, and body language. When all of this will be applied, then the student can gain confidence in speaking. That's when the requirements are met. As success opportunities, the tasks are challenging enough for the students and there is an opportunity for them to be successful. So it is important to challenge the students for them to grow and be confident in doing their task on their own. And for the last one, we have the personal responsibility, wherein acknowledging the link between success in class and the effort put forth by the students. So this makes the students feel validated, and this will make them continue to strive to be better and learn more with the guidance of the teacher. For the last letter of the ARCS model, we have the satisfaction. So it builds students' sense of reward and achievement. So satisfaction is very critical to continued success in learning. First one, we have intrinsic reinforcement. The learning journey should be enjoyed because learning that is intrinsically reinforced often leads to deeper understanding and retention of knowledge. When learners are genuinely interested in a topic, they tend to invest time and effort in exploring it thoroughly. For example, reading a literature on a deeper level where she or he discovers the themes, the genres, and the characteristics of a particular book or a story. Next is the extrinsic reinforcement, wherein constructive feedback and positive comments are the norm. So this serves as a valuable indicator of progress and proficiency, and it helps the learners understand their strengths and weaknesses and identify the areas for improvement. So the equity, there are clear standards and criteria that are consistently enforced. An example of that is giving evaluative feedback. Equity, it means fairness and justice. It's about making sure that everyone has what they need to be successful, regardless of background and circumstances. That's all for the ARCS model. Let us now proceed to the next model, which is called Cognitive Apprenticeship Theory, which was developed by Alan Collins, John Brown, and Susan Newman. According to them, a cognitive apprenticeship focuses on bringing internal thought processes into the open so they can be observed and learned by students. So it is like learning from a skilled mentor who guides you a step by step process as you develop new skills or knowledge. Just as an apprentice learns from a master, students learn from the teachers who demonstrate tasks. So it emphasizes knowledge that can be applied in real world settings. There are 6 teaching methods. So first we have the modeling, wherein it refers to the process of showing learners how to perform a task or solve a problem by demonstrating the steps involved while explaining the thought process behind. Essentially, it is like giving a live demonstration or example for the learners to observe and learn from them. Example for that is the observations of experts in both skills and attributes. Second method is the coaching, where it involves providing guidance, feedback, and support to learners as they engage in tasks or activities. So it's like having a coach in sports who helps players improve their skills by giving advice, encouragement, and corrections. While in teaching, coaching means actively assisting students as they practice new skills, answering questions, and giving suggestions for improvement. An example for that are formative assessments and individualized feedback. Next method is scaffolding. It is like providing a supportive framework to help learners accomplish tasks or solve problems that beyond their current abilities. So essentially, it is about offering temporary assistance to help the learners build their skills and confidence until they can do it independently. An example are simulation and giving scenarios. When students compare their ideas to the instructor, through reflection, it's like having a conversation where they discuss their thoughts and understanding with the teacher to see how they align or differ from each other. Essentially, it is a collaborative process where students and the instructor exchange thoughts and learn from each other to enhance learning. Examples are portfolios, online forums, journals, online prompts, video footage of performance. Next one is the articulations. It is about expressing your thoughts and ideas clearly and explaining how you approach task or problem. So it is like verbalizing your thought process while you work through a problem so others can understand how you are thinking. Examples are Socratic questioning and assessment question. For the last method, we have here the exploration, it involves allowing learners to actively investigate and discover new ideas on their own. So, in teaching, exploration encourages students to ask questions and conduct experiments, which fosters curiosity and independence. So, exploration is about empowering learners to learn through hands on experience and self discovery. Example is self-directed learning in related content areas. Third model is the elaboration theory of Charles Regelut, an American educational theorist in 1979. So this theory supports that the content organization should be presented in increasing order of difficulty. For example, if the instructor wants to teach the learner a more complex process or idea, he or she should begin by providing the learner with the most basic version of the process and then gradually presents the lessons that work up to the desired result. This theory has a fundamental strategies. First, organizing the structure of the coursework. So this refers to arranging the material in a logical and coherent manner in a sequence that facilitates learning and understanding. So this can be done conceptually, theoretically, or procedurally. Second, the simple to complex theory, wherein it emphasizes starting with basic concepts and gradually building upon them to introduce more advanced ideas. Example, learning the basic arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction before moving to calculus or algebraic equations. Third is the sequences within the lesson itself. So this refers to the structured arrangement of information within individual lessons. Fourth is the summaries of the content. This refers to recaps of the points covered in a lesson. These summaries help reinforce learning. Next is the cognitive strategies. It refers to the mental processes or approaches that learners use to retain information effectively. For example, the use of diagrams makes an impact on how the learner processes and interacts with the learning material. Next is the learner control, wherein it refers to the degree of independence granted to learners in managing their learning process. An example, in an online course, students may have the flexibility to choose the order in which they complete the modules. For the last one, analogies or metaphors. These involve comparing the unfamiliar concepts to familiar ones in order to enhance understanding. Example is the concept of electricity. The teacher will use the analogy of water flowing through pipes to represent flow of electric current through wires. That's all for the elaboration theory. In summary, let us remember that these theories are all important as they provide frameworks and strategies to design effective learning experiences. Let us remember that the ARCS model keeps learners engaged by addressing motivation, while cognitive apprenticeship facilitates practical skill development through real world experiences, and elaboration theory promotes deeper understanding by connecting new information to existing knowledge. So here is my reference, and I hope that you have learned something from today's discussion. Thank you for listening.